It is Tuesday. It is the 27th of May. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center, live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. Raw satellite data on Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 has been released more than 11 weeks after the plane went missing. The 47-page document details the communication signals or handshakes that were sent between the plane and satellites. The information from the company Inmalsat drove search teams to the Indian Ocean, where so far no debris has been found. The families of the 239 missing people on board demanded that the data be made public in order to get independent analysis. Well, nearly two-thirds of those on board are Chinese, and their relatives have driven the campaign to get the Inmalsat data released. CNN's David McKenzie joins us now live from Beijing. And David, what are they saying about what they're seeing in this data?
Well, Monita, they're saying a range of things. Some of them are happy that this data has finally come out.
One cannot begin to imagine what they've been going through, and their heartache is certainly shared and felt by everyone as this mystery continues to deepen. David, thank you for that. David McKenzie there live for us from CNN Beijing. Well, this data is being released a day before the underwater search operation is put on hold for a few months. The Bluefin 21 probe will conclude its 27th mission tomorrow, then return to port. Australian officials say the search won't resume until August at the earliest, as the government contracts new underwater vehicles. Well, the search for the plane in the southern Indian Ocean has been based entirely on the calculations by Inmarsat engineers. Here's a closer look at what this data is all about. Inmarsat says its satellite received hourly data handshakes from the missing plane. Well, Inmarsat has spoken exclusively to CNN's aviation correspondent Richard Quest about the satellite data on the plane. And Richard joins us now live from Los Angeles with more on how we start to decipher and analyze this analysis. Richard?
You really have to. There are very few facts involved in all of this. All we really have is what Inmalsat...
Richard, thank you. Richard Quest there live for us from Los Angeles. Let's bring you up to date on some of the other stories we're also following here at CNN News Center. The leaders of India and Pakistan have held their first one-on-one meeting. India's newly installed Prime Minister Narendra Modi shook hands with his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif. It is the second and final day of voting in Egypt's presidential elections. Two men are vying for the top seat less than a year after the country's first freely elected president was ousted from his post. There's no sign of an end to heavy fighting in the eastern Ukrainian city of Donetsk. CNN team says clashes continued into the night after separatists stormed the city's airport on Monday. Government air and ground forces have been attacking pro-Russian militants. The airport is still closed, and the White House has accidentally outed the CIA's top official in Afghanistan. The name of the agent was included on a list of people attending a military briefing during President Obama's surprise Afghan visit. It went out to some 6,000 journalists. The administration has not commented on the mishap. Given safety concerns, CNN has not released the official's identity. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Nigerian officials say they know where they are. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Hello, everyone. I'm Monita Rajpal. A military official claims to know where the kidnapped Nigerian schoolgirls are being held, but he says authorities won't use force to try to rescue them. 276 girls were kidnapped from their school in northern Nigeria last month by Boko Haram militants. Arwa Damon is live for us from Abuja. Arwa?
Hi, Monita. Those comments made by Nigeria's defense chief.
Arwa,
but he did
thank you. Arwa Damon there live for us from Abuja. You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Coming up, we take you live to Kuala Lumpur for more on this new information released about Malaysia Airlines Center live from Hong Kong. We want to return now to our top story. The Malaysian government has finally released data from the British satellite company Inmarsat that was used to detect Malaysia Airlines Flight 370's final pings. Many families of those aboard the flight had been demanding access to this data, and they want independent analysis of the conclusion that the plane headed head south toward the Indian Ocean, thousands of kilometers in the opposite direction of its original route. CNN's Simon Mosen joins us now live from Kuala Lumpur. And Simon, first of all, let's talk a little bit about what the Malaysian government has said about the release of this data. They've been front and center from the get-go, holding daily briefings. But again, in those briefings, not much was said. And now this data has been released. What are they saying now?
Yeah, Monita, absolutely. 2 months in the making to get us to today where they finally released this raw data.
Yeah, asking those questions, is there right indeed? And hopefully at some point there will be some answers. Simon, thank you very much for that. Simon Mosen there live for us from Kuala Lumpur. Now, just a handful of days remain before winter officially arrives in Australia, but Sydney has seen the warmest weather in May in over a century. Pedram Javaheri is at the World Weather Centre with that. Pedram?
Monita, yeah, records all over the place across portions of Australia. Sunday afternoon, that's a couple of days.
Oh, goody. Thanks, Pedram. Appreciate that. I'm Monita Rajpal at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll update you the news headlines in just a few minutes.